Over the years, marketers have been analyzing the different generations, baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and recently we have seen there's a red thread among all of them: speed. They all want everything to happen now. My name is Francisco Serrano, and I am the Chief Speed Officer at 1-to-1 and the host of the Now Gen podcast. Join me. Each episode, we talk about what's happening with brands, see how brand professionals across different industries cope with this fast-changing market, and live up to the expectation of this now generation. Welcome.
This episode is brought to you by 1-to-1, the fastest day-to-day design, content, and digital studio. 1-to-1 has been the premier partner for many Fortune 500 companies, proving that tight deadlines shouldn't be a hassle.
Hello, and welcome again to another episode of the Now Generation podcast. The entertainment industry. Don't we all like that? I mean, when we want to get out of reality and want to entertain ourselves, don't we look for that? I know I do. This industry has growth in many, many directions. TV, series on demand, the gaming industry, it's bigger than ever. Music is just, at your fingertips, and you can move it in any direction. It's just amazing. Today's generation, they love gaming. I know it for my son. It's just incredible how he has achieved so many skills that in my youth I couldn't just even imagine. So the new generations are getting more and more engaged in this gaming industry, and we want to get to know how you can break through that digital barrier with customer engagement, forgetting about that cultural barrier and the regional barrier, which becomes now a more global type of thing, because you can be playing with somebody from Africa or even Argentina at the same time. So, and for that, we have a very interesting guest, Rafael Tello. He's the Senior Director for the Regional Lead Latam and Hispanic Americas at Activision Blizzard Entertainment. Thank you very much, Rafael, for being here with us to tell us about your story.
Thank you so much, Francisco. I'm very happy to be here.
So we were talking offline, the influence that, every generation has, and they know exactly that they belong to different generations. But before talking about that and going into the subject, tell us, Rafael, what's your story and how do you end up in this industry?
It was very interesting. Actually, I've been my whole life working in entertainment. Overall, I can tell you, and I will put my age there. I was working before for Universal Pictures on the home entertainment side, and I launched from VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and then video on demand. So I saw all that transition happening. Part of my role in Universal, at some point, I was managing the global teams based in London. And I've been a gamer my whole life, right? And my wife at that moment, she wanted to go back to Mexico. I'm born and raised in Mexico City. I'm a passionate marketing, but she wanted to go back to Mexico with our families.
You were living in the United States?
No, I was living in UK, in London.
The UK, okay.
In the UK, gotcha. I spent 7 years in the UK working for Universal, and then I transitioned to NBC Universal.
Okay.
With great mentors over there, but we had our first baby there.
Oh.
Right? And it's very difficult, the weather and being alone without help. My wife was like, I really want to go back to Mexico City. And I start looking for companies that I really like working, passionate about the topics, the subjects. I've been fortunate, actually, Francisco, to work in industries that I'm very passionate. I love movies. I love entertainment. That's called music is my passion. But gaming, I start researching about it, and actually Blizzard. I've been on the Blizzard business for more than 12 years.
Oh,
They were opening a Latin American hub at that moment. So I applied because I was looking for one of our particular games that I have in my background, that is Diablo. And I'm a very big Diablo gamer. I said, wow, Diablo 3 is coming. Again, to the question. So I started researching about the game, and I found out this position. So I was discussing with the Blizzard team, and I spent some time building cases and why the gaming industry, why I wanted to transition to the gaming industry. And I was fortunate, as I mentioned, to get the role. And I started as the marketing head for Latam, and then they relocated me to Mexico. So I started my career on the company in Mexico City. Start opening. We have offices in Mexico and Brazil. At that moment, we used to have an office in Argentina as well. So we were discussing how can we tropicalize, localize, and we launched the games, something that the company has done before, but not in the extent of having just a Latam team. My career started exploding, the company started growing, we were launching more games, so the necessity started to be broader, and we need to be more, let's say, targeted, right? So the roles kept growing, and we were hiring a bigger team. At that moment, I got offered to move to a position here in Irvine, California, where the Blizzard hub is based, to manage the operational side of the business for the region. It was a very interesting challenge. Why? Because being a marketing by heart, I love creative thinking. I love how can we make experiences. The company, we don't do games, we do epic experiences. It encompasses everything, right? How can we bring these experiences to the region as marketing? When they offer me the operational position, it's more about the back end, working with my marketing and publishing team on things like payment methods. How can we offer the games better in the region? How can we give accessibility to our communities, right? With this, managing esports. Esports, when I arrived into the gaming industry, I didn't know that much about this massive ecosystem. I'm talking about experiences, because it's not only launching a game, everything that touches, it's amazing. From people really passionate about the competitive environment, you need to create those people that it's just consuming the people playing, right?
And let me stop you right there. When I was that age that you're mentioning about, I was just married and I was in FIFA. I don't remember which version is it, but it was like the event. I was about to embark in an experience, and I was about to play, and it was not so popular to engage with a lot of people outside your own, and people will go to the house, we will share drinks and it was a whole new, so I mean, it is an experience. So yeah, I just wanted to interrupt that. So carry on.
No, I agree with you. I have so many memories of playing with my friends at home. Right now, it's even bigger and broader, because you're playing, as you mentioned in the beginning, with people from Africa, Europe, Asia, and you are based in Argentina or Brazil, right? And you have very good friends all over the world just by playing. We have fantastic stories coming about the experience. So people meeting on World of Warcraft and getting married because they met in the game, right? That's incredible. We have fantastic stories for Brazilian players that because they were playing one of our games, they were so passionate that actually they found goal for life by playing the game. It's amazing. And when you really are in this environment, we have BlizzCon. It is a massive convention that we do every year. Unfortunately, with COVID, we hadn't had the time to do it. But when I was going to the BlizzCon, 40,000 people there, the energy that you get engaging with the community, with the players, it just gives you so much passion and really energy, and just thinking, wow, I am working for this industry.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, right?
And now you telling us you went from, TV to video games, and now you have engaged with, the UK and Mexico and now the US. I mean, not probably in your primary influence, but what can you tell us about working with brands in multicultural locations?
It's a very good question. The first thing that a brand needs to think, and we have one of our values, think globally, right? And that's the job that we have as a regional teams, always discussing with the global teams what is hot, what is happening in the markets, what is catering to our players, so we can adapt and make sure that we are talking to those audiences. Right now, there are a lot of examples that my team is working, because we touch every part of the funnel in the ecosystem. Examples from ideas with the development team. We want to launch this specific bundle that has a Latin American operator, for example, or an operator that will cater the Hispanic market. And we really go into the needs and we okay, these are the colors that you need to use. These are the icons that you need to use. So we create the development, or we help the development with those teams to actually which new payment method is happening in Brazil, that it's the new thing that all our Gen Zs, Gen X are using right now. A lot of fintechs are appearing, right? Okay, let's try to connect our ecosystem, because our ecosystem is mainly digital. We migrated from the retail business in the past. When I arrived to the company, and even on the home entertainment, everything was retail, right? Go to, let's say in Mexico City, Mix Up and buy a CD or buy the game, or go in the UK to HMB and buy there. Right now, everything is on your hands, as you mentioned in the beginning. Right now, people wants to have things very fast. So how can we improve that experience also on the payment method sides? There's a lot of payment methods that it takes 24 hours to do a transaction. When you're a gamer, you don't have the time. You want to keep killing monsters or engaging with your friends, so you cannot wait 24 hours. So we are always working on that. So we teach.
One thing that I see that this industry has more than any other, I mean, is that you are in the gaming industry, you are in game. It gives you the opportunity to engage when you are actually playing the game, right?
Yeah.
So how does this opportunity give video games a chance to improve these connection? Is it really an opportunity for you guys to really engage with the consumer and take the relationship to a different level, or is just?
Yeah, it's totally, you need to hear what the players are saying, right? You need to hear what your community it's saying. Of course, there's a lot of things that you can do, a lot of things, because everybody, of course, will ask for a lot of things, but you need to be on top of that. You need to be not your product first. You really need to play the games. What happened with me with COVID, I was fortunate I'm working from home, right? The majority of the time. Right now, we are going back to the offices. That is great also to engage again with the teams. But my family saw what I am doing. Why? Because they thought, yeah, Rafa is playing video games all day long. Yeah, I need to play the video games. I need to understand what the community is saying for each of the different games. And we have a variety of different games from the caters, different kind of players, from Candy Crush that is on your mobile device to World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, Overwatch. It's completely different perspective. So it really needs to learn.
I know. And engagement. So let's talk about, nowadays we hear that the phone is listening and they are always scanning you, right? So you talk about, hey, should we go to a baseball game today? Yeah, and suddenly you get an app saying, hey, you want baseball? you go see the Nationals, whatever. So imagine, and maybe I'm gonna say something stupid, right? But imagine I'm playing a video game. Let's play a sports, right? Soccer, and I'm playing, and when I'm choosing my whatever, you already know that my Fifi, my dog, is just sad because of whatever reason, and imagine that when I'm buying stuff and bing, some smile for Fifi, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Well, it's just that they know that Fifi is sad, and that's engagement. Like, oh my god, I love you. You take care about Fifi, and that is like, it's the type of engagement that you guys have access to,
It
and
is.
of course they allow you to have that access. I mean, that's primordial and that's unique, right?
And I think that's very important because we are getting to a moment that you want to create personalized experiences overall, right? You need to feel, or you want to feel, me as a player, I want to feel that the company is taking care of me, that I'm spending hours and hours playing the games, right? Engaging with different, so I want to feel like I am a part of the company actually, because what you can feel or see on the Activision Blizzard side, we have so much passion. Everybody, I mean, I am a gamer first, right? So I feel so more passion. I try to transmit that when I'm working every single day with my team, also showing that. But that's what I actually every day when I'm waking up, I speak with my team and I get that injection of passion that we are going to do it. And that will help us, as you said, engage better with our players and starting to build those personalized experience from the funnel, from the Battle.net app that we have, or discussing with first parties, with PlayStation, Xbox, or with our mobile first parties, right? How can we make the experience better for each of our players? And we have different tools from forums, community management. We have a team that is dedicated for that. We have PR that also speaking with more influencers that they will speak with the players. So it's every single stage you need to be connected to make sure that these people is sending.
And what about somebody like, is it influencers a big thing in the gaming industry? Is that like a thing that they help you connect and break that barrier?
It is a big thing. We work with a lot of influencers. I see influencers as an extension of us, or an extension of our community.
Like a brand ambassador.
As our brand ambassadors, exactly. And we always speak with them constantly. We invite them to events. We show them what is going, because we know that these are, as you mentioned, our ambassadors, and they will share the passion, the same passion that we have, will help transmit, because we have limited channels, right? If you don't use these extensions of your business, you cannot cater everybody.
I know it's, and now we were talking about the word now, and it comes to my mind, the now generation.
Yeah.
People. So we're all of us, right? And how do you guys deal with this? I mean, with this instant gratification, does that influence your industry?
It does influence, and we need to be faster, right? From developing things to creating new things. Definitely, there's a lot of options already, and there's amazing games outside. So as we, as a company, we always need to research, to think about innovation, to work on how the player will, let's say, consume this instant gratification. And it's not only consuming inside the game, it's how they will have a good experience inside the game, right? Because there are games that it will take you a long time to work, like World of Warcraft, you walk. So how can I create that instant gratification in that game? Oh, why? It's creating a new helm, a new armor that is great, and I spend some time there, all the instant gratification. And as mentioned, how can I play faster because I really want to play this game? Or how can I connect faster with my friends, so, or connect better? So we are always touching this instant gratification in every single touch point, right? From innovation, better graphics, always on top of that, better artists, in the sense of creating things that these new consumers are liking better ways of playing. We had Call of Duty, then we created Warzone, Battle Royale. I mean, we have fantastic Battle Royales out there, Fortnite, PUBG. Warzone came into the equation. It's a fantastic game, right? So
Yeah, and how can marketing be a tool to engage and I mean, I'm trying to think of in your industry and your brand for the different sub brands that you have. How can marketing be a tool to connect with the now generation? How do you use it? How do you envision it?
us as a regional team, we're always thinking of ways of creating this, right, for our local players. We are always, and we have good cases of that. I mean, we were creating crazy things. We love. I mean, this team is it's amazing how creative they are of trying to put some global ideas into what we think will cater the region, right? And it's not only from marketing tools touching all the points, creating specific bundles inside the games that will manage that, but also creating the experiences in the countries. Creating the experience, we have done events, like one that I remember. I was part of that. We put the Lucha Libre, the AAA, together with World of Warcraft.
Oh,
Because the theme of the game was the Horde and Alliance are the two fractions that we have in the game, right? So
yeah.
the AAA against the other federation, right? It was the first time ever. So we did an event with 5,000 people in space, and you can see the kids like really shouting and talking about it, and then you see every generation in that part. So we use every marketing possible tool that we to really consume the information. The consumer wants to be informed. So my community team is always sending messages, localizing content, creating local content, right? About it. So this new generation is reading about the games.
I know it's incredible, and the experience that you were mentioning, it's changing every single month or whatever. So metaverse, is that something that you guys, I mean, you by yourself, you are the metaverse, because everybody goes into your world and you are already there, right? So what about the metaverse? Are you guys going there or not necessarily?
It's interesting that you asked, because I was listening to previous podcast about it, and I agree with Aaron about it. Gaming industry been in the metaverse for years, right? And he mentioned
you guys are experts in that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get immersed in the metaverse. You get immersed in that world, right? And you spend time. Right now, what I see that the entertainment as a whole is evolving. The metaverse, it's connecting every touch points from music, right? When you see concerts inside the games and people is launching songs inside a game, that's the metaverse. That's fantastic. When you have movies that is coming, for me, that will be when the metaverse, and it's necessary. I mean, our kids, our young generations are connected all the time.
So, and I'm going to say something stupid probably, but do you see in the future, having, I'm playing this game and then suddenly I can order Burger King from there, and I can put Instagram there, and I can, send an email from the game. Oh my God. Is that something that you guys want, or is too much?
It's a very tricky question, because as marketeer and but I will say, well, we love to have, I mean, everything is connecting, so it would be awesome if you have those interactions. Of course, you want to keep also a very clean and fun experience, right? You don't want you're in the game and you don't want to be bombarded. I mean, just remember in driving in Mexico City, and you see all the billboards,
yes,
right in your face. It's like, wow, it's not a nice area, but I think more tools will evolve. More tools will come that you can send the same message, or will you be able to do things in a better way, not in a disruptive and invasive way? I think that it's going towards the future. It's not only about sponsorships or advertising. It's more about what do I like as a player or as a human being consumer. I like, as you mentioned, Burger King. Okay, I'm playing, I want to consume, and it's fast on your fingertips. You don't want to waste
right
time.
there.
That's the
It
thing.
just give me a burger, whatever, a double
Yeah.
cheeseburger. Thank you. And I'm just continuing to kick the butt of whatever I'm kicking the butt out of. And then
a great evolution of gaming that we see it normal right now, and I've been seeing this coming in the past. You were playing or in PC or in console or in a different device. Now the games are interconnected. I can be playing on the PC while my daughter is playing on the Switch.
yes,
Right, and that's amazing. And we are playing the same game. We are playing together. It's playing together, but actually are different devices in the past. So we are connecting everything at some point.
Yes, and I'm just saying that because I see that people take advantage. I mean, advantage of the Burger King idea came out of in Mexico City precisely. You are there stuck in traffic.
That was fantastic.
And you just call them and they come with a bike and say,
Yeah.
this is your order, Mr. Serrano. I hope you like your whatever burger and fries. And I'm like, boom, that never happened before. And so you can have that instant gratification there and satisfied completely.
It's more as marketeers, Francisco, and companies to evolve. How can we evolve in a better way? And that's a very good example to an opportunity. Mexicans, we are stuck in traffic the majority of our time. How can I bring this? And now with mobile devices.
Exactly.
That's the advantage, right? So how can we bring the instant gratification, different apps that while you are playing on your PC, you are changing things for the game in your mobile where I am in a line for the bank, for example. So when I arrive, everything is ready.
Yeah.
But you are not wasting too much time.
And to meet with all this, the needs of meeting the now generation and all the demands of reacting fast, do you have like a team that it serves only to you, graphic designers, whatever, or you do it externally, or how do you come about that? How do you structure your teams?
Yeah, it's a mix. Of course, we have it's a big company, and we have the inside designers and the consumer marketing team and the growth marketing teams that are always working on the media side, that they are working on the assets. For also for the regional perspective, I have a team, and I use resources or third parties, also partners that will or localize or tropicalize or create unique local content. So it's a mix of everything. For example, I touch base that I manage the Hispanic market in the US, and this is a project that I was discussing with my boss 1 year and a half ago, that when I took this role, we see a massive opportunity, right? There's a big opportunity for the Hispanic, and we as a company, we are not catering that demographic because we are launching games in the US. Right, we did last year a test, a music video with Banda MS and Call of Duty, and it was very satisfying. And I can say for the team, my team that created the concept and the ideation, and we worked together in the song, and it was big. When you see the comments on the YouTube channel about the representation, about this is fantastic, finally. It just gives you a lot of energy, and I think this is fun. We need to do more of this. Okay, right? We need to start putting more of this.
Okay, we're reaching the end of our talk, Rafael. Just wanted to before we move forward, wanted to ask you. So, I mean, all the people that have been seeing us and listening to you here. What would be that key takeaway of everything that you mentioned in order for them to take with them and start implementing as far as breaking that digital barrier and get that connection despite that local challenges and cultural challenges that many brands have out there?
Yeah, first of all, I think, well, the most important, listening to the previous podcast, and every one of them says the same, know your product is the first thing. You need to really know your product to be able to come up with ideas and suggestions or strategies, go-to-market plans to present to the global teams to be able to cater my market, right? That is Latin
Yes.
American, the Hispanic market. Also, know your players, know your consumers, know the people that's touching the game, right? So we have a lot of tools inside the company that help me making those decisions. It's not the same going to Brazil or catering the Brazilian player than the Mexican player, right? Also, there's a lot of learning and teaching inside the companies how this market works. We are not one Latam country. We are 32 countries with our own specificities, with our own things. So how can we keep learning? So read news, really engage with the community, get information, and also a lot of attitude, Francisco. We need to be resilient. Latin America is not an easy market to break. There's a lot of factors that change something very fast, right? From politics to situations, economic situations. So also be on top of that. It's very important.
Yes. Thank you for that. It's impressive how, like you were saying, everybody has like this red thread of understanding what the client wants,
Yeah,
evolving into something different, but following what they want, right? So yeah, thank you for that insight. So Rafael, where can people reach out to you in case they want to connect?
the easiest and the one that I respond the most is in LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Okay.
So LinkedIn,
perfect.
if they look for me and we can connect, send me a message. I'm very active in that platform. I really like LinkedIn.
Okay, great. Now you know where to reach Rafael Tello in LinkedIn. Thank you, Rafael. We've been talking to Rafael Tello. He's the regional lead at Latam and Hispanic Americas at Activision Blizzard Entertainment. Thank you, Rafael, for all your insights. And for the rest of you listening, please do not take this for granted. Use all the recommendation from this incredible professionals. They are dealing with the challenges of the now generation, and do not miss the next episode. Thank you very much for tuning in today.
Thank you so much.